Federal government delays 150 billion naira loan disbursement for manufacturers, SMEs to September. Federal government plans first $500 million bond issue as Debt Management Office auctions 190 billion naira of federal government bonds. Forex reserves dropped by $342.97 million, first time in 4 months. Oil prices ease on China demand fears, focus on Middle East talks. Plus, Asian markets take a breather after last week's rally. Inflation, data, and central bank decision on deck. The program is Business Experts reaching you from Abuja, the network, Nigeria's capital. I am Musa Abubakar, your guide. Now let's begin the program by telling you that federal government is set to auction series one of its first ever domestic dollar bond worth $500 million on Monday. This is as the Debt Management Office will be issuing 3 tranches of federal government bonds worth 190 billion naira on Monday. The bonds unveiled Thursday through the Debt Management Office will be accessible to a broad range of investors with a minimum investment amount of $10,000 with additional investment allowed in increments of $1,000. This structure is intended to enable wider participation among investors both within Nigeria and the diaspora. Now, data from the Central Bank of Nigeria shows that Nigeria's foreign exchange reserve deep by $342.97 million to $36.53 billion in 9 days. The decline in the country's foreign exchange reserves comes amid the recent sale of $876.26 million to meet demands from importers and other users through the retail Dutch auction system. It also precedes the Nigerian government's move to issue a $500 million domestic dollar bond. Last week, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, said the $500 million domestic dollar bond will enhance external reserves and help stabilize the foreign exchange situation in the country. Dollar in holdings pattern ahead of Federal Open Market Committee minutes, Powell comments. Into a discussion segment, the National Bureau of Statistics last week said Nigeria's headline inflation rate dropped to 33.40% in July 2024. This figure represents a slight decrease of 0.8 percentage points from the 34.19% recorded in June. The Consumer Price Index and Inflation Report for July 2024 released by the MBS in Abuja highlights this reduction. Despite the monthly decline, the year-on-year comparison shows that the inflation rate in July 2024 was 9.32 percentage points higher than the 24.08% recorded in July 2023. On a month-on-month basis, the headline inflation rate in July 2024 stood at 2.28%, which is a marginal decrease from the 2.31% recorded in June 2024. This suggests that the rate of increase in the average price level in July was slightly slower than that of June. The report attributes the year-on-year and month-on-month increases in the headline inflation or index to rising prices of various goods and services across the different divisions. Notable contributors include food and non-alcoholic beverages. The Chairman of Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Mohammed Shehu Bello rather, has commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his thoughtful effort that that culminated in the recent Supreme Court judgment, which affirmed the autonomy of the local government councils in Nigeria. Mohammed Bello, while commending the president, recalled the prestige attached to the position of local government chairman and the impactful contributions they made to the development of the grassroots in the past when they exercised their autonomy. He said this during a sensitization meeting held at the organization's auditorium, where he also emphasized the importance for the other tiers of government to adhere to the ruling to promote transparency, accountability, and effective service delivery at the grassroots level. And out of capital markets, let's see how the market fared last week.
The NGX All-Share Index and market capitalization depreciated by 1.51% to close trading last week at 97,100.31 basis points and 55.132 trillion naira. A total turnover of 2.033 billion shares valued at 42.155 billion naira in 45,157 deals were traded by investors on the floor of the exchange. The financial services industry led the activity chart with 1.377 billion shares valued at 25.652 billion naira in 20,132 deals. The oil and gas industry followed with 276.729 million shares worth 6.026 billion naira in 6,848 deals. The third place was the services industry with a turnover of 101.217 million shares worth 682.062 million naira in 2,475 deals. Similarly, all other indices finished lower with the exception of NGX Insurance, NGX Consumer Goods, NGX Oil and Gas, NGX Lotus 2 and NGX Growth, which appreciated by 0.79%, 0.37%, 5.25%, 0.42%, and 6.14%. Trading in the top three equities were Guaranteed Trust Holdings Company PLC, Veritas Assurance PLC, and J. Paul Gold and Venture PLC. A total of 149,795 units of exchange-traded products valued at 7.995 million naira were traded in 139 deals. While at the bonds market, a total of 36,534 units valued at 36.434 million naira were traded in 29 deals. For summary of price changes, 39 equities appreciated in price during the week, 66 equities depreciated in price, while 46 equities remained unchanged. Olayinka Ojo for Business Express.
Well, let's now join Bossade Abel Amosu for update on global stock market. Bossade, let's have the numbers.
Thank you very much, Musa. Hello and welcome to the Global Market Review. Now, European stocks extended positive momentum at the start of the new trading week after global market rallied last week. We see DAX topping 0.23%, while FTSE and CAC dipped 0.06% and 0.43%. Asia markets were mixed on Monday after a week that saw a broad rally in stocks as investors awaited a slew of central bank releases and inflation data this week. Nikkei closed low at 1.77% across 37,388.62. We see Shanghai rising 0.49% at 2,893.67, followed by the Hang Seng Index topping 0.80% at 17,569.57 basis points. Stock futures in the U.S. a little change this Monday after the S&P 500 registered its best week of 2024. We see futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average at 96 points, S&P 11 and Nasdaq followed at 0.21% at 17,631.72. Africa's stocks closed the first trading day of the week mixed, with Namibia and South Africa's JSE Africa Top 40 topping at 0.81% and 0.13%, while Tunisia dipped 0.10%, followed by Ghana's GSE Composite at 0.83% across 4,404.65 basis points. That's the Global Market Review, the first trading day of the week. I am Bosode Ebo Amosu. Back to you, Musa.
Well, thank you, Bosode. Well, that concludes Business Express. Thanks for your company. I am Musa Bakar. Enjoy the rest of your day.